I'm definitely thinking something on the savory side. Thinking Mexican food, honestly.
I got food, but I'm getting money for it.
Oh no, move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way.
First leg day vlog. I'm gonna show you guys what leads up to my leg day, what ends my leg day, what I'm doing throughout my leg day, as well as just what I'm doing through my day-to-day. Seeing the verdict for the Tom fight, you was about to bet. I did bet, bro. Tom saved me though. I was on the prize picks, right? I was on the prize picks. I betted on Tom to finish the match in under like 7 minutes or something like that. As soon as the fight got cooking, Gon looked sharper than Tom. Even though like stats wise and significant strikes, I think they were almost equal and Gon was just a little bit ahead. But it really wasn't about that. Like Gon was sharp. Tom was kind of out there swinging wild and missing. Gon was a lot more calculated and like popping. I'm just like, I am gonna change my bet up though. The next time that they fight in their rematch, I'm gonna definitely side with Gon because I think Gon is much harder than Tom expected. So the first thing after I wake up, shower, blah blah blah, is it's time to eat. First thing I do, no matter what. Like if you're trying to build more muscle, more strength, if you're really trying to pack on the size, you got to be eating. You got to be eating when you don't want to eat. That's a good point to say. I need to take at least like 1100-ish, maybe even more calories. And currently right now, like I went to sleep on like spaghetti, pizza, and like I think a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I didn't want to eat most of that. I went to sleep full. Something with a good amount of carbs for energy, a decent amount of protein. I can't eat a meal, not one meal, if it doesn't have protein in it. It just does. It just needs meat. A lot of people also ask like, what squat shoes am I using? Not sure if I could recommend them. Core squat shoes. They are pretty deep, as you can see. I've been using them, I'd say about 2.5 years. 2.5 years, a lot of big weight, thousands of pounds through the shoes. Although I do plan on getting some new shoes and I already have them in the cart and everything. I'm ordering these right here. So excited for that. As far as supplements, I only use 2 things. And that's only because I try to be a minimalist in almost everything I do. It's in my nature. So first thing, creatine monohydrate. As far as the brand, it really does not matter which one it is. Pretty much all creatine, regardless of the brand, is pretty high quality. And then the other thing is this BodyTech Elite, this nitroline, which is basically L-citrulline and L-arginine mixed together. What this does is it gives you like really, really good pumps, helps with blood flow, nitric oxide production, things like that. Kind of does what beetroot does. With that being said, let's go ahead and see what we're gonna eat. Ooh-wee, it's pretty today. I'm liking that. I like that. And of course, I forget my wallet. Also got some extra mics just in case mine dies. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking something on the savory side. Thinking Mexican food, honestly.
I got food, but I'm getting money for it.
Oh no, move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way.
Crazy pack. But I really want to have chicken right now. Half chicken, rice, and beans is exactly what I want. Takeout.
Yeah, but we have to do a separate order.
Chicken meal. Half chicken. See, that's the good thing. It has a little calorie breakdown, so you can like roughly know how much you're getting. Let me just get this one. Gotta have the rice. Gotta have the beans. Corn. This is what it looks like when you get the half chicken. At least like 1,300 calories, bare minimum. Leg extensions. I go super light on these. I go like 20 pounds. I'll do each leg individually. So I tire out one, tire out the other, and then move on. And hit a few sets. And then we'll do hamstring curls, barbell squats, and then we'll finish off with our hack squats and probably some RDLs and get up out of here. Pretty sure I said this before, but if you ever had like a knee injury, especially in the like patella tendon area, these are really great for fixing that problem to where you can get your knees back to like functioning shape to do barbell squats again. I think they had 1408 playing last time. Oh, fuck. Now I'm actually going to double leg and increase the weight by like maybe 2 or 3 times. Hit maybe 2 sets. I'm not really trying to go too crazy before the barbell squats. Pretty intense set, but I think we can do another one and we'll be all right. So now we have moved on next door, burn up the hamstrings. I don't use the same principle for hamstring curls as I did with the leg extensions. So we're not going to individually leg for this. I do double leg for basically everything. And if I feel like I'm using too much on one side, all I do is I use whatever one that I feel I was using the least to press more. Wait, hold up. Pause game. Pause game. Make sure when you bring this down, you actually want to bring some force down and then lock it in. Like you want that thing to be tight. Yeah. There it is. So the reason why it's so important that you want it to be tight is because this will give you the most tension on your hamstring. If you have it loose, there'll be lost tension throughout the movement. It's kind of the reason why I like these. You can kind of hunch over it cheap, and it actually gives you a bigger stretch. Even though that's up. So I'll probably kick out another set like that, maybe even 2 more, and then we'll go ahead and we'll hit the barbell squats. I don't really start with one plate anymore, especially after the warm up with the leg extensions and the hamstring curls. Start off with the 225, we're gonna go 315, and then we're gonna go 405 again, deep as possible. We're really trying to lock in full range of motion on the 405 before we start increasing any weight really beyond that. Go ahead and load that up and see what we do. All my weights have to match. These matching weights. So got the weight loaded up. I usually go for like those limit breaking sets that I talk about in some of my earlier videos, but today or this week, this day of the week is not one of those days. We're really just trying to lock in 405 as best as we can, even though we can, throw on 455 or whatever. We're gonna keep it at 405 and just add maybe one or two more sets and carry on from there to the rest of our exercises. That shit hurt. All right. So first set out the way. Now we're moving on to our next set. 10 to 12 of these. So we'll try to at least hit 10. I feel like this is a good time to explain this, but strength training versus hypertrophy training. So I've been strength training basically the entire time. I'm gonna say 2 years and some change. Strictly been strength training, but this is because I didn't know what I was doing, and the only thing I wanted to do was get stronger. So all I was doing really was progressively lifting heavier and heavier weight by force, which is totally fine. But I quickly learned that that's not strength doesn't exactly equal size. Increasing your neural drive, opposed to increasing the size of your muscles. Like they're actually two different things. What I'm kind of saying is when I was strength training, is I wasn't doing many reps. Most of the weight I was using was very heavy, and that resulted in me lifting heavier weight over time, which is great. But I am not as big as I could have been if I was strictly going towards a more hypertrophy focused route, so to speak. Brings me to my point now. The way that I train still currently for legs is primarily for strength. We lift very heavy. Really no more than like the 14. Yeah, that's all right. Let's say 16. Bump it up, 16. No more than like the 16 rep range. So being that I never go higher than that, it is sort of more of like a strength training thing, especially because I always increase the weight over time. So, 2 plates, then 3 plates, then 4. So I never really do more than really 8 on average, which pushes me in more of a strength category. And when you're training for strength, expect to stay in the gym a tad bit longer, which is the point I was getting to. My rest periods, even though it doesn't seem like it on video, are about 3, maybe even 5 minutes. It depends. Usually like a whole song. So a whole song, maybe even a little more, is how long I'm waiting in between all my rest periods, because I'm trying to get the most out of every single set that I do. That is a thing that you do with strength training as well. With hypertrophy training, you want the rest period to be a little shorter because you want to keep that burn and the lactic acid in there longer. Boom, 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 science stuff. So when it comes to strength, though, you want to try to recover as much as you possibly can before you do your next set. And that's because you'll get the most out of it, you'll get the most strength out of it. Therefore, you'll get the strongest signal will be sent to your body to get stronger the next time you come to the gym. Go ahead and we'll crank out 3 plates for another like 10 or 8 or however much it gives. Then we'll go ahead and we'll move on to our hack squat. All right. This is like the second take because I keep effing around and forgetting to turn the mic on. But okay, we finally arrived to our 405. So all we're gonna do is really focus on really focus on the depth. The depth is already there, but we're really just trying to lock it in. Like every single rep, hit depth, bottom out, straight calf to calf, or hamstring to calf. Every single rep is really what we're going for. Um, Even if that means we're only going to get 2, like that's really what we're going for here. We're going for that complete depth, range of motion, unlocking that strength in totality on 405 through the entire range is what I like to do before I like to add more weight. So it doesn't matter. We go full range of motion each time. It doesn't matter if we do 2 reps. It doesn't matter if we do 4. It doesn't matter if we do 14. So let's get to it. Okay. That was still pretty good. That was basically as deep as I could possibly get it. Ooh, lightheaded surge just kind of went through. So another thing, when it comes to strength training, you'll notice very fast that when you're strength training, heavier weight is a lot easier to do than lighter weight. Sure, it's more intense, but what's actually hard is a lot of reps. I'll be the first to tell you that 2 plates until failure sucks a lot more than these 4 plates to failure. By far. I'd rather do this for a bunch of sets, but the thing is, with strength training, and the reason why you can't, is because this is heavy as shit. And then my joints and all that crap would just be just torn to shreds. Going heavy is very relative to you. At this state in my workout journey, as far as squats are concerned, it's not really heavy until I go past 315. Go ahead and deload this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and load up maybe this again, or I might load up 315, and I'm gonna go ahead and knock out some more reps, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the hack squat. Instead of doing 3 plates till failure, I chose the easy way out. If you were paying attention, I told you I'd rather do a lot, or not a lot, but I'd rather do heavy weight for a little bit of reps than lighter weight for a lot of reps. So in my language, this is the easy way out. Even though after this, I'm gonna feel like I took the easy way out and do probably 3 plates after, but it's all mental game. It's all mental game to get more weight up. Another thing that I feel like has to be discussed, and that is energy management. Like there's only so much stress you can put your body through in a 1 day session before you need rest. You have to learn how to manage your body's total energy, manage your body's total energy expenditure in a total workout session. So you have to balance. If you have 4 workouts, just for example, let's say you have leg extensions, leg curls, barbell squats, and then Bulgarian split squats. That's your split, right? So really, really hard on leg extensions and really, really hard. And I mean really, really hard. I mean, let's say you kill 8 sets of leg extensions, 8 to 10 sets of hamstring curls, 8 sets. By the time you've gotten to barbell squats, the level of your energy is already spent. Your max strength has already been depleted. Earlier, if you notice when I said I'm not trying to really like burn out leg extensions or hamstring curls, that's for this specific reason, because when you're trying to gain more strength, you have to save your strength for the movement that you're trying to gain strength in. So me personally, I was always saving my strength for barbell squats. Beforehand, I used to do squats first before I had a knee injury, and I started working on that, which actually without leg extensions help that. When I do leg extensions first now, when I do leg extensions and then the hamstring curls to kind of warm up the legs before the barbell squats, keep in mind how I said warm up. That's so that when I get to the barbell squats, it's more of to warm up the tendons and the joints and everything before I do my barbell squats, while still getting a pretty intense quad and hamstring burner, which the squats itself is going to do a good amount of that as well. And after that, if I want to do some more quad focused exercise like hack squats or use the leg press to really get my hamstrings, something like that, or even go back to hamstring curls or leg extensions, which is perfectly fine. It's a it's a way, it's a path that prioritizes strength, because you're prioritizing all your energy into strength, which brings me to the point of why you have to be able to manage your energy. For example, if my leg day had my barbell squats at the very end, or in the example that I just gave, and I just had a bunch of sets in the beginning before my ultimate strength movement, by the time that I got to the barbell squats, for example, if my max squat is 455, if I go too hard on leg extensions, if I go too hard on hamstring curls or anything else leg wise before I get to my barbell squats and before I get to my max set in barbell squats, it will no longer be 455. It will be lower than that, or it's going to be significantly less reps than that. Just like if you was to do a set of squats, like when you first come to the gym, the first amount of sets that you do is usually the most. And if you notice, every set after that, you do a little less, and then a little less, and then a little less. And it gets to a point to where no matter how much rest you take, whether you rest for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, an hour, you don't have enough strength to get a certain amount of weight back up again. And that's what I mean by you have to figure out how to manage your endurance through a workout to make sure you save enough energy to be able to give it your all for the movements. If you're strength training, for example, to give it your all too. If that's bench press, you want to make sure you don't burn out your chest before you do bench press. If you're doing squats, you don't want to burn out any part of your leg really before you do heavy squats. Same thing with any other muscles. You kind of generally get what I'm get where I'm going with that. Savor your energy for the movements that you want to be the strongest in, because if you try to go for doing your strongest movements when you're not at your best performance, you will not get the most out of them. I'm gonna go ahead and do these 405 again. Hopefully the hack squat is still open by the time I get to that. And usually at the end after barbell squats, I either have lunges or RDLs. I want to be more quad focused, so that's primarily what I'm using the hack squat for. I'm gonna keep my feet pretty close together. I might even do a little bit of a duck foot, taking a little tip from Tom Platz. It's really not about going heavy, especially for this movement, being that I'm targeting the quads, because this is definitely more of a hypertrophy bodybuilding type of deal. This isn't a strength training thing. So this isn't something that you want to do 3, 4, 5 reps on. 8, 10, 12, 15, etc. So I'm going to try to go for a solid 10 to 15 really, really deep, good stretch, good burn type of reps. Um, Once again, feet close. Let's target the quads and really burn it out. So let's get to these sets. Definitely quad focused. Immediately, what I noticed after kind of doing a more like a knee over toes thing, similar to Tom Platz does, as weird as the movement may feel, feels very, very comfortable for whatever reason. You can almost feel it instantly, even if you do it without weight. Your quads just kind of squeeze and like kind of grab you up. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm definitely going to lock in that movement. I'm going to go ahead and knock out 2 more hard sets of what I just did. And then, yeah, we'll be back next leg day, which is in about 4 days, to do the exact same thing again. I'll progressively add the weight, etc., and see what kind of results. See if I get more quad size, more quad definition. Maybe my strength will go up. It's kind of how you have to pay attention when you switch stuff up, and that's why you gotta, or you should switch only one or a couple things at a time, so that you can actually pinpoint what you change and know what to change back or to keep doing again. That I'm gonna knock these sets out, and we're gonna end our day. I just watched a lady grab a plastic bag before she even got anything. She's just like, I'm gonna get it first. I'm in California, by the way. Anyway, all right, so now we're at the store, at the grocery store. I'm making spaghetti today. It's really cheap to make. I can get a lot of carbs as well as proteins and fats. It's a pretty good macro ratio for me personally. That wants to that has the goals of gaining mass and you know, bulking, I guess you could say, for the most part, eating in a calorie surplus. So, but you just remembered I have another Bertoli pasta sauce at the house, so don't gotta buy that. Lucky me. Go blueberry waffles as well. I tried getting this other brand blueberry waffles, but tastes like butt. So this is what we got. We got our Texas toast. We got our Eggos. I love waffles. Some pasta. Put a lot of ketchup in my spaghetti. Don't judge me. And this wasn't too much. This was $30, $30.55 to be exact. Camera probably won't focus on that. Just believe me. So $30. This will last me at least 2 days. Most of the time it lasts 3 though, because this isn't all that I eat. I also eat a mixture of other stuff to fill in the gaps of not just eating this. Boom, got the Bertoli. And we're gonna whip this up in record time. I cook really fast to try to save time. So in my mind, I'm gonna make this in less than an hour. I'm thinking like 46 minutes. 12:52, 12:52. I don't even got pots out or anything yet. We're gonna whip this up really fast because we're trying to save time and just be very, efficient because we got to rest now, especially after the long, strenuous stuff that we just put our legs through. Watch me work.
Two back to around, left, right, on time, and here we go.
Making excellent time right now. The ground beef is just about done. Just about all the pink is out of it. And the water is just about boiled, and we can drop in our spaghetti. It is only 109, 110. It's one of those. Got to get all $3.99 worth. Forgive me what you're about to see. After that monstrosity, I give it some more seasoning. So a little bit more garlic powder, a little bit more salt, more black pepper, more onion powder. Done. Looks about like that. Nothing special, just normal, regular spaghetti. I believe it is 1 pound pasta and 3 pounds ground beef. As I said, we finished in less than an hour. So I'll show you what we got. Basically, the rest of the 1 to 2 days of spaghetti. We have the portion that I'm going to eat right now, along with the bread. And of course, we got some Parmesan cheese spread up on there. And just to show you, boom, I started at 12:52, meaning made all this in like 58 minutes, or no, less than an hour. Okay. Good way to save time, especially if you're like on the skinny side and you're trying to build mass. Having a diet that has a lot of carbs for energy as well as a ton of protein. Spaghetti is really easy to get, and it's a lot, for me, it's a lot more it's an easier food to be repetitive with. I can eat spaghetti over and over and over a lot more times than I can eat chicken and rice over and over, or like ground beef and rice, or ground beef and potatoes. Not only that, none of those I believe I can make as fast as this. Technically, well, maybe beef and rice, maybe. So that basically ends the leg day in totality from start to finish. Starting off, you're waking up, you're eating, you hit the gym, you come back from the gym, you eat again, and hopefully you have enough time to get adequate rest. That is just as important as the eating and the workout itself. I hope you guys enjoyed me bringing you along my leg day. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, especially just being a little dork walking around with a tripod. I guess I'm one of those guys now. I'll definitely do a lot of these videos more for you guys, and yeah, time to eat. So bye.